Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and today I've got a long-term review of the Elite Envision. And if you have been looking at this channel for a while, you'll know I have never had a chance to get an Elite in for testing. I have tried for years and years, the stars have never aligned, and that all changed this year when the big brown truck dropped this off at my door. So thank you to Elite for being willing to kind of join our bow testing for the year and hopefully in the future years. This bow has an axle-to-axle length of 31 inches, a brace height of 6 7/8 inches, and a rated speed of 334 feet per second. The bow also comes with some incredible technology called S.E.T. That stands for Simplified Exact Tuning, and that is not just kind of marketing speak. This works incredibly well for tuning your bow and getting perfect arrow flight, perfect broadhead flight without using a bow press at all, which is one of the best features you're going to find in archery. It's similar to what Bowtech offers as well, but this one, there's a set screw on here. You loosen that up, and then you just move that little screw kind of left to right to kind of move the cams one way or the other, just slightly. I'm obviously exaggerating the maneuvers here. And that's all you need to do to make those kind of minute changes. So no more twisting yokes, no more kind of moving spaces around to get the cams where you want them to be. It's just a matter of twisting a screw and testing it out. It's a brilliantly simple design. Other features worth talking about are the ASIM tri-track cams and the Versa performance mods, which allow you to make 1/4 inch draw length adjustments. That is a fantastic setup, and if you just want to really fine-tune your draw length, there's no easier way to do that in the industry, as far as I've been able to find out anyway. You can also adjust let-off from 70 to 90% here. You know, I've tried to shoot this bow at those lower let-off ratings at like 70%, and it's too much for me. Perhaps it's not too much for you. I've got this thing set up, 80, 85% is kind of my wheelhouse for where I like these things to get set up. But now let's get to the review. And I always like to start off with the draw cycle, and that is the one area the Elite Envision outshines everybody I've tested this year. This bow is a treat to shoot again and again and again. It just doesn't feel like a 70-pound bow, and that's about the best thing I could say for a draw cycle. It maybe has the slightest little dip into the valley, but it's almost imperceptible, and the draw is so easy that it just, for me, that wins the day. It's such a great bow to shoot. And I'm told by Nathan Brooks, a great Elite pro, that this is the performance mod on this one is their most aggressive. So you can actually get a bow that shoots even easier than this. You're just going to lose a little bit of speed. At the end of the draw, you're met with a surprisingly firm wall. I think that might have something to do with the size of the draw stops. It's a big, wide, flat surface that kind of gives you that relatively firm pull for a cable stop bow, and it still has, again, just a little bit of give to get you through the shot. So it's a great setup this year. I like it a lot. And and after the shot, I should say the bow does have a little bit of vibration and noise. It's probably on the lower end of the scale as far as the bows I've tested this year. I think it finished 4th or so out of the 5 bows I tested in that regard. But none of them are exactly what you'd call uncomfortable to shoot. You can fire this thing around all day. I also just like how the bow holds for a more compact 31-inch bow, and I think a lot of that is going to have to do with the grip. This is my favorite grip I've shot of any this year. It's the most repeatable for me, and all I'm looking for out of a grip is to be a flat surface, not too wide that doesn't fit in my hand properly, and not too narrow that it's uncomfortable to hold. And this ticks all of those boxes. It is a great feeling, repeatable grip for me, and that's exactly what I look for in any bow, hunting or target. Accuracy wise, again, this bow, all the bows are shoot better than I can shoot, and this is no exception. Once it's properly tuned, which is easy to do with S.E.T technology, you just kind of get to work on your shot process. Again, I probably prefer a slightly longer bow for accuracy for me, but again, that's just a personal preference overall. I don't think you're not going to find any accuracy issues with this bow, or really any that we're going to be testing. So there is a penalty that comes with that super easy feeling draw cycle I mentioned earlier in the video, and that's with speed. I have this bow set up with 70 pounds of draw weight and 30 1/4 inches of draw length, so pretty much the same as everything else I shot this year. And I tested this with a 350 grain gold tip platinum pierce arrow and shot an average of 318 feet a second. And then I shot a 477 grain gold tip airstrike arrow and shot 277 feet per second. And those were the slowest of any of the bows I tested this year. Now, I should say it's not the slowest by a lot. There's probably a variance of like 12 feet a second or so from the first to last, but it's something worth bringing up just in case speed is a top factor for you. When it comes to fit and finish, the Elite Envision stands out to me. I love this mountain tan color on the bow. I'm a big fan of earth tones on bows. I like solid colors on bows. This is both of those things. I think the riser looks nice. It's kind of a long riser design, which I think is always a cool feature. and it just looks great overall. I'm seeing some wear marks maybe on the riser, no scratches or anything like that, but just some wear where you can see things have maybe rubbed against it and have caused some like maybe discoloration over the regular look of the bow. But again, it's hardly worth pointing out. Every bow is going to get that when you move it around a fair bit. When it comes to price, the Envision stands up very well. This bow has an MSRP of $1,100, which is on the low end of what we're testing this year. And when you consider the S.E.T technology that comes with this bow and how easy it is to make it tune without a bow press, I think that's overall very good value. Bottom line is, if you're looking for a fantastic bow to draw, great value, and just an overall solid bow, go visit your local Elite dealer and test out the Envision.